Hello students, how are you? In last class, okay, I have told you about something about the rate of reaction, molecular rate of a reaction, complex reaction, and what? And another is what? Another is elementary reaction. Okay. Now today's I am going to briefly describe about the factors which have already given in my first class. Now, what was the number one factors that affect the rate of a reaction? Number one factor is this one. Number one factor is this is nature of the what? Nature of the reactants. This is the number one factor, nature of the reactants. Okay. To understand these factors, suppose let us consider this reaction, these two reaction. First, number one reaction is suppose this one. This is number one reaction. Here nitric oxide reacts with what? Nitric oxide reacts with oxygen to form what? Nitrogen dioxide. Next reaction is this one. In this case, please see here carbon monoxide. This is carbon monoxide. This is student. This is capital O, not small o. This is capital O. Carbon monoxide reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Please see this reaction. देखने में तो रिएक्शन बहुत इजी लगता है ना, सेम रिएक्शन सर. रिएक्शन में क्या है, ये रिएक्शन करता है, ये रिएक्शन करता है, प्रोडक्ट इज सेम. बट दिस टू रिएक्शंस आर नॉट ऑफ सिमिलर टाइप. ये सिमिलर टाइप का रिएक्शन नहीं है. दिस रिएक्शन इज वेरी फास्ट. मीन्स व्हाट? ओके, ये लैब में जल्दी हो जाता है, बट दिस रिएक्शन इज स्लो एज कंपेयर टू फास्ट वन. नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाई दिस हैपेंस. दिस इज फास्ट, दिस इज स्लो. माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, तुम लोग हमेशा याद रखना है, रिएक्शन यूं ही नहीं होता है. ऐसे मिक्स करा रिएक्शन प्रोडक्ट मिल जाएगा, ऐसा तो नहीं होता है. रिएक्शन में तो कुछ नहीं होता है. जनरली एक केमिकल रिएक्शन जनरली इन्वॉल्व्स द ब्रेकिंग ऑफ बॉन्ड्स ऑफ रिएक्टेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स. रिएक्शन में क्या होता है, रिएक्टेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स में ना जो बॉन्ड होता है वो फर्स्ट ब्रेक डाउन होता है. आफ्टर दैट वो उसको बाद उसका रीअरेंजमेंट होता है. ओके, एंड रिएक्टेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स एक दूसरे से के साथ कोलाइड भी होता है. ओके, इसके लिए उसको ना एनर्जी भी चाहिए. आफ्टर फाइनली you will get the product. Means what? This is a very complicated process, not so easy. Again I repeat, generally chemical reaction involves, please remember, a chemical reaction generally involves breaking of bonds of reactant molecules, okay, followed by rearrangement. Okay, now here this reaction is fast, this reaction is slow. Means what? Here different types of energies are involved in these two cases. Okay, the amount of energy involved in breaking of these bonds, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon and oxygen are different. Similarly, different amount of energies are released when nitrogen dioxide is formed from this reaction and carbon dioxide is formed from this reaction. Energy beleg release amount of releasing energy are not same. These are all different. Similarly, amount of energy required to break these bonds are not same. These are different. That factors, that concept helps to identify whether the reaction is fast or slow. You have already got a little concept about these. Okay, in class 11 chapter was what? Chapter क्या था? चैप्टर था थर्मोडायनेमिक्स. थर्मोडायनेमिक्स में तुम लोग को थोड़ा पढ़ने में मिला था बॉन्ड एंथैल्पी के बारे में. ओके, आफ्टर ऑल ओके, मींस व्हाट? केमिकल रिएक्शन में क्या होता है, रिएक्टेंट मॉलिक्यूल का बॉन्ड ब्रेकडाउन होता है, उसके बाद रीअरेंजमेंट होता है, एटम एक दूसरे के साथ कोलाइड होता है, उसके लिए उसको एनर्जी भी चाहिए. वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रोसेस, नॉट सो इजी. ओके, नेक्स्ट number two factor is this one. Now let's say number two factor is presence of what? Presence of catalase. Number two factor is presence of catalase. Presence of catalase. Okay. Now let's see. You already know the word, the meaning of this word catalyst. Generally, these are catalysts are the foreign substance. Okay, generally used in the reaction to increase or decrease the rate of a reaction. ये बाहर से रिएक्शन में ऐड करता है रिएक्शन को जल्दी होने के लिए. ऐसा भी नहीं है all catalysts can increase the rate of a reaction. Okay, there are some catalysts which can decrease the rate of a reaction. कोई catalyst का reaction का rate भी decrease कर देता है. Okay, now let's say if a catalyst increase the rate of a reaction, this generally called positive catalyst. If the catalyst decrease the rate of reaction, this is called negative catalyst. Okay, now let's say generally catalysts, okay, generally catalysts are used in the reaction to speed up the reaction. reaction का जल्दी कर देता है. but मैंने बोला था ना अभी all catalysts are not so good, there are some bad catalysts also. Now consider this reaction. Now let's see, this compound is potassium chloride. When it breaks like this. This is potassium chloride, this is potassium chloride. Okay, this is oxygen. Now balancing, after balancing you will get what? This will be 2, this will be 2, this will be how much? 3. In this reaction, this, let's see, this acts as a catalyst. Manganese dioxide acts as a catalyst. Means a reaction in the presence of this reaction jaldi ho jata hai lab mein. Okay, now beside this there are two important terms. Now let's see relating to catalyst. Let's see these two terms. Number one term is this is catalytic promoter. This is catalytic promoter and this is catalytic poison. Okay, now comes to this one, catalytic promoter. Okay, generally this substance generally increases the efficiency of a catalyst. वो catalyst का ना efficiency बढ़ा देता है. Okay, when present with the catalyst. Now let's see this reaction. This reaction, nitrogen react with hydrogen, you will get what? You will get ultimately ammonia. After balance you will get what? This will be 2, this will be 2 and this will be how much? This will be 3. Okay, here iron acts as a, in this reaction iron acts as a catalyst. And now let's say this is, the name of this element is MO, molybdenum. This acts as a catalytic promoter. Okay, means what? This element increases the efficiency of iron. Again I repeat, in this reaction iron acts as a catalyst. Act as catalyst. ये इस रिएक्शन में ये कैटलिस्ट का काम कर रहा है, act as a catalyst. But this reaction, but this element acts as catalytic promoter. Okay, in this reaction product is what? Product is ammonia. Nitrogen react with hydrogen, you will get ammonia. Okay, this reaction, okay, this reaction is used in Haber's process. In Haber process, ammonia is what? Ammonia is prepared from nitrogen and hydrogen with the help of iron as catalyst, and again here molybdenum acts as a catalytic promoter. Okay, means what? This increase the efficiency of this catalyst. ये catalyst का efficiency बढ़ा देता है. Now let's say next term was what? Next term was catalytic poison. Okay, these are nothing but a substance which generally destroy the efficiency of a catalyst. वो catalyst का efficiency destroy कर देता है, catalytic poison. This, now let's see, these are the examples of catalytic poison. Example देख लो तुम लोग. Examples of catalytic poisons. These are carbon monoxide, arsenic. These are the examples of catalytic poison. ये catalyst का efficiency destroy कर देता है. Okay, clear? Next, number third point is what? Number third point is concentration of the reactants. Number third point was what? Number third point क्या था? Number third point था तुम लोग का concentration of reactants. Concentration of reactants. Okay, generally students please remember, generally rate of a reaction generally increases with the increase in the concentration of reactants. Okay, please remember this statement. rate of reaction increases with the increase in the concentration of reactants. Okay, means what? If you increase the concentration of reactant, reaction का rate भी increase हो जाता है. Number fourth point was presence of light. Fourth point क्या था? Fourth point presence of light. Presence of light. Okay. Some of the reactions, generally some of the reactions are taking place in dark medium, but some other reactions are generally taking place in the presence of light. Okay, now let's see this reaction. Hydrogen, chlorine, you will get what? You will get HCl. This is what? This is hydrogen chloride. Okay, generally this reaction takes place in presence of light. Okay, these are called photochemical reaction. Means what? Generally these reactions are take place in presence of light. Okay, clear? So these are the factors which generally affect the rate of reaction. And there is another last factor. एक last factor भी था. Last factor क्या था? Surface area. Okay, surface area of the reactant. Last factor था एक surface area. This is the factor. Surface area of the what? Of the reactants. Okay, surface area of the reactants. मीन्स रिएक्शन का रेट रिएक्टेंट का सरफेस एरिया के ऊपर भी डिपेंड करता है. नाउ लेट्स से इफ द रिएक्टेंट इन सॉलिड फेज और कैटलिस्ट इन आल्सो इन सॉलिड फेज, रिएक्टेंट सॉलिड फेज में भी है और कैटलिस्ट सॉलिड फेज में भी है, देन द रेट ऑफ ए रिएक्शन जनरली इंक्रीजेस एज द इंक्रीज इन द सरफेस एरिया ऑफ द रिएक्टेंट. अगर रिएक्टेंट का सरफेस एरिया इंक्रीज हो जाएगा तो रिएक्शन का रेट भी इंक्रीज हो जाएगा. ओके, नाउ ऑल्सो प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट. ओके, रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन जनरली इंक्रीजेस. ओके, रेट ऑफ ए रिएक्शन increases with the what? With the increase in the rate of reaction increases with the increase in the surface area of the reactants. If the surface area of the reactant increases, then what? Then rate of a reaction also increases. Okay, but please one point remember that reactant should be in solid phase. वो solid phase में होना चाहिए, हाँ, नहीं तो problem हो जाएगा. Okay, now these are all these factors which generally affect the rate of a reaction. But in exam, don't need to write about this. Only write down the factors. Only write down means what? Nature of the reactants, concentration of the reactants, surface area of the reactants, presence of light. Don't describe anything like this. तुम exam में describe मत करना, because if the question is this one, suppose question is this one, name the factors which generally affect the rate of reaction. Write down only the factors. तुम लोग को बोला कि factor लिखो, description मत दे दो तुम लोग. Okay, clear? Understood? Okay. Now again come to again these are the factors. Again come to the rate of reaction. Again come to this point. Again আকৌ আহি গলো আমি rate of reaction কি ভালদৰে চাবৰ কাৰণে. Again I'm going to describe properly rate of reaction. Okay, I have already told you that rate of reaction means the speed with which the reaction occurs. वो reaction का speed indicate करता है. Now and unit what is the unit of rate of reaction? Mole liter inverse second inverse, because rate of reaction is nothing but a change in concentration of reactant or it may be product per unit time. So unit of concentration generally expressed is what? Unit of concentration generally expressed in moles per liter, and the time is what? Time is second, so obviously this unit will be mole per liter second inverse. You can see also in my first class, more first class to চাই লবা তাতে description অলপ কৰিছো আৰু. Now let's see. Suppose, okay, now let's see. First I'm going to write down the definition of rate of reaction. My definition to this is চাই লোৱা ভাল লাগিব পাৰে. Now let's see, rate of a reaction is the change in the concentration of any one of the reactants. Please see this line, any one of the reactants, or what, or it may be what, or it may be product per unit what, per unit time, and unit of rate of reaction is what, क्या था लास्ट क्लास में दिया था, unit of rate of reaction. यार एকক क्या से unit of rate of reaction, unit of rate of reaction is what, mole liter inverse second inverse. Okay, now let's see, suppose this is a reaction. Okay, suppose this is a reaction. तुम लोग देख लो, suppose ये एक reaction है R P, where R indicate reactant and P what, P indicate product. As the reaction progresses, जब reaction शुरू होगा ना तो क्या होगा, as the reaction progresses concentration of this reactant will obviously decreases, इसका concentration decrease हो जाता है, and concentration of product will obviously increase. Okay, I have described this with the help of a graph in my first class. मैं ग्राफ में दिखाया था ना, ऐसे ऐसे दिखाया था, तुम लोग का एक ग्राफ दिखाया था. Now let's say rate of reaction means what, rate of reaction is the change in concentration of reactant, or it may be what, or it may be product भी हो सकता है. Now you can write like this, तुम लोग इस तरह से लिख सकते हो. ना देखो, for this reaction, let us consider a reaction. Consider a reaction. A reaction. Now let's say rate of reaction. Rate of reaction. So this will be what? This is reactant. Obviously, concentration of reactant will be decreases. Okay, with respect to time as the reaction progresses. So you can write like this. Okay, decrease in the concentration of a reactant R. Okay, इसका concentration decrease हो रखा है, divided by what, per unit time means what, this will be time what, time interval. Okay, decrease in the concentration of reactant R divided by what, divided by time interval. Now let's see, I have written rate of reaction with respect to this, only this. If you are going to write down the rate of reaction with respect to this one, then write like this. तुम इस तरह से लिखना, इसका तो concentration increase हो रहा है ना, increase in the concentration, increase in the concentration of a product P divided by what, divided by obviously time interval. Clear? This part indicate what, decrease in the concentration of this one, and this part what, indicate a increase in the concentration of what, concentration of product. Okay, now let's say suppose this is R1 and P1. Suppose these are the molar concentration of reactant and product at a particular time, suppose T1. Now let's say if all of you should be very careful. तुम ठीक तरह से देख लो मैं क्या लिखने जा रहा हूँ. देखो, if R1 and P1 R1 and P1 are the molar concentrations of the reactant and product sorry, I am very sorry, and what, and product are the molar concentration of the reactant and product respectively at time, suppose this is T1. These are the molar concentration of reactant and product at this time T1, and R2 and P2 are the what? Are the molar concentration? Same, are the molar concentration of reactant and product respectively at what? At time, this will be T2. These are the molar concentration of reactant and product at time T1. These are the molar concentration of reactant and product at time 2. So, so change in concentration will be how much? Concentration कितना change होगा? Reactant का कितना होगा? Product का कितना होगा? Okay. Now let's see. Then changes in concentration. Then changes in concentration of reactant, of what? Of reactant. Then changes in concentration of reactant will be, reactant का concentration change कितना होगा? देख लो. This, now let's see, this is delta reactant. This will be how much? R2 minus how much? R2 minus R1. Changes in concentration of reactant will be delta R equal to R2 minus R1. And what? And similarly, changes in concentration of product will be how much? Changes in concentration. Changes in concentration of product will be what? Changes in concentration of product will be, this will be delta P equal to how much? P2 minus P1. Clear? And time interval. Let's see the time interval. Time interval will be how much? कितना होगा? Time interval will be how much? Delta T equal to how much? T2 minus T1. समझ में आ गया? Clear? This is the change in concentration of reactant. This is the change in concentration of product, and this is the change in concentration. This is change in time interval. I'm sorry. Okay. Now let's see. So rate of the reaction. मेरा reaction क्या था ना? देखो मेरा reaction ये था. R. This is the reaction. R. P. मेरा reaction ये था. So rate of the reaction. Okay. Now, therefore, the rate of reaction in terms of reactant or product can be written as, therefore the rate of reaction in terms of reactant or product can be written as, तुम एक इस तरह से लिख सकते हो. तुम देखो, you can write like this. Rate of reaction will be how much? This is minus means what? Concentration of reactant generally decreases, so I have put here minus sense, means what? Reactant का concentration कम हो जाता है as the reaction progresses. So this will be how much? Delta R, and this is what? This is delta T. And what? For product this will be plus sign indicates as the reaction progress, the concentration of product increases. Minus means as your concentration decrease और indicate करता है reactant का. So minus लिखा, product का concentration क्या होता है? बढ़ जाता है as the reaction product progresses. So this will be plus. So this will be how much? Delta what? Delta P. This is delta T. Clear? Rate of reaction is equal, again I repeat, rate of reaction equal to minus delta R divided by delta T equal to here plus delta P delta T. And why I put here minus? Because this is for reactant. As the reaction progresses, इसका concentration कम होता है. And this plus indicates as the reaction progresses, concentration of product will be increases. इसका ना concentration increase हो जाता है. So मैंने plus लिखा. Clear? And let's say one important point, this delta, this symbol delta generally, okay, generally indicates larger sense. वो बहुत large sense indicate कर रहा है. And means what? This is for average rate जो लिखा मैं सब average rate के लिए लिखा this symbol is indicate for larger sense that is for average rate means in large interval of time में ये ऐसे लिख सकते हो तुम लोग that's it time interval change in concentration of reactant change in concentration of product okay now let's say please remember this this line rate of reaction you can write for this reaction rate of reaction can written like this इस तरह से तुम लिख सकते हो now let's say so for example एक example देख लो तुम लोग इसको फर्स्ट इसको देखो इसको देखो इसके बाद एक एग्जांपल को देखो फॉर एग्जांपल this is the reaction PCl5 from phosphorus pentachloride dissociate into what dissociate into PCl3 plus Cl2 here phosphorus pentachloride dissociate into phosphorus trichloride and what and chlorine now for this reaction you can write rate of reaction like this rate of reaction equal to how much this is reactant let's see students let's say तुम्हारा हल्का साइड हुआ this is reactant and what concentration of reactant will be decreases with time as the reaction progresses so this will be what obviously minus will be what delta PCl5 divided by what delta T next will be how much this is product okay obviously okay concentration of product will be increases so if put here plus what delta PCl3 divided by how much divided by delta T and what then this is also product this will be how much delta Cl2 then what then delta T clear again I request all of you first for this reaction first see don't see at present don't see this one ये मत देखो तुम लोग ये देखो for this reaction rate of reaction can be written like this okay for this reaction what इसके लिए इस तरह से लिख सकते हो तुम लोग इसके लिए तुम इस तरह से लिख सकते हो and symbol is delta again I repeat symbol is delta generally indicate large for larger sense indicate करता है means what this is average rate okay now clear now let's see this is a new term let's see what is this instantaneous rate okay in the previous case I have told about this one मैं इसके बारे में बोला था average rate अभी फर्स्ट टाइम इज दिस एवरेज रेट अभी मैं किसके बारे में बोल रहा हूँ इंस्टेंटेनियस रेट तुम लोग तो कन्फ्यूज हो जाएगा सर कितना रेट होता है रिएक्शन का एक बार आप एवरेज सिखाते हो एक बार इंस्टेंटेनियस रेट सिखाते हो तुम लोग तो कन्फ्यूज हो जाएगा बात तुम लोग कन्फ्यूज मत होना प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस लॉ मैंने क्लास 11 में इन इक्विलिब्रियम में सिखाया था दिस लॉ नाउ लेट्स से लॉ ऑफ मास एक्शन क्लास 11 में सिखाया था लॉ ऑफ मास एक्शन अकॉर्डिंग टू लॉ ऑफ मास एक्शन क्या था अकॉर्डिंग टू लॉ ऑफ मास एक्शन द रेट ऑफ ए रिएक्शन देन डिपेंड्स अपॉन द व्हाट अपॉन द मोलर कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ रिएक्टेंट्स ये रिएक्शन एक रिएक्शन में जो रिएक्टेंट होता है उसका मोलर कंसंट्रेशन के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है ये लॉ ऑफ मास एक्शन ने बोला अगेन आई रिपीट अकॉर्डिंग टू लॉ ऑफ मास एक्शन द रेट ऑफ ए रिएक्शन देन डिपेंड्स अपॉन द मोलर कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ रिएक्टेंट और मैं अभी बोला था एज द रिएक्शन प्रोग्रेसेस क्या होता है रिएक्टेंट का कंसंट्रेशन कम हो जाता है इनडायरेक्टली इसका मीनिंग क्या होता है इफ रिएक्शन का रिएक्टेंट का कंसंट्रेशन कम हो जाता है विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू टाइम सो रेट ऑफ ए रिएक्शन डज नॉट रिमेन कांस्टेंट ये कभी कांस्टेंट नहीं रहता है देखो रेट ऑफ ए रिएक्शन डज नॉट रिमेन कांस्टेंट okay rate of if the concentration of if the rate of reaction depends upon the concentration of reactants and if concentration decreases with respect to time as the reaction progresses indirectly you can say that तुम लोग बोल सकते हो रेट भी कांस्टेंट नहीं रहता है ना ये कांस्टेंट नहीं रहता है ओके टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस टाइप्स ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट, ओके। कांस्टेंट नहीं होता तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो हाँ, जनरली दिस टर्म इज जनरली यूज, ओके। इंस्टेंटेनियस हम यूज करेंगे, ओके, क्लियर। नेक्स्ट, ओके, इन दिस एवरेज रेट I have used this symbol delta, okay, this was large difference, but here I am going to use this symbol. This indicate for smaller sense, means what? Means for instantaneous. This indicate large sense delta, and this symbol indicates small sense, means what? Instantaneous rate. Here time interval भी बहुत ज़्यादा था, okay, but in this case there is a small time interval and generally indicate this symbol dt. dt means a small interval of time, and this is not small, this is a larger interval of time. जो सिखाया था मैंने डेल्टा, जो तुम लोग को सिखाया था, ओके। नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल discuss about this one, instantaneous rate. At present I have already told about average rate. Next class will be instantaneous rate. Now let's see. So I am going to tell you about the summary of this today's class. क्लास में आज क्या क्या सिखाया था? क्लास में आज मैंने कुछ भी नहीं सिखाया, मैं तुम लोग को आज सिखाया था, क्या सिखाया था? फैक्टर्स व्हिच अफेक्ट द रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन। क्या क्या फैक्टर रिएक्शन के रेट के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। मैं थोड़ा डिस्क्रिप्शन भी दिया, कैसे कैटलिस्ट के कितना होता है पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव, कैटालिटिक प्रोमोटर क्या होता है, नेक्स्ट वो भी सिखाया था, पॉइजन क्या होता है। एंड मैं ये भी बोला था कोई रिएक्शन क्यों फास्ट होता है, कोई रिएक्शन क्यों स्लो होता है। टू नो दिस, यू शुड नो द एनर्जी इन्वॉल्व इन दैट पार्टिकुलर रिएक्शन। कोई रिएक्शन स्लो क्यों होता है, फास्ट क्यों होता है, इसके जानने के लिए तुमको ना एनर्जी इन्वॉल्व कितना है, एनर्जी रिलीज कितना है, ये तुम लोग को जानना पड़ेगा। और मैं ये भी बोला था इन माय फर्स्ट क्लास, रिएक्शन यूं ही नहीं होता है, रिएक्शन होने के लिए रिएक्टेंट मॉलिक्यूल के बीच में कोलिशन भी होना पड़ता है, ओके। नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल ऑब्वियसली डिस्कस अबाउट दिस टॉपिक, इंस्टेंटेनियस रेट, ओके।